I think we're in live, so hopefully you can see, bro.
Hello,
Yeah.
good evening.
All right. So waiting for some guests to in, then we can start. I think for our live session.
Yeah, it's shared on the page, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So we shall start now.
Okay,
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Shobuz Hussain, Managing Director of NSS Solution. Today, we are here to discuss about how students can choose university in Malaysia. So, with me, there are very special guests, is Prof. Chu and also Brother Hamza. So, they are from two different university. They are very well-known university. So, today, we are going to discuss about how student can choose university in Malaysia, good reputed university in Malaysia, and how they get the information and what is the benefit to study in Malaysia and what is the outcome they get with the Malaysia university. So if you guys have any question about any university in Malaysia, you can drop your question in our comments box. There are Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also YouTube. So our special guest going to replay your answer and we'll discuss about that. So now I'm going to introduce our two special guests. First, Prof. Chu from UTM. So, hi, Prof. Could you please introduce yourself?
hi, good evening, guys. My name is Chu. Currently, I'm holding the position as a Deputy Director for UTM International Center. So this is a center that engaging also promoting, recruiting all international students all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I'm going to go for another very well-known university, and also he is also well-known person in Bangladesh, and also he is Bangladeshi. So, Brother Hamza, so could you please introduce yourself and about how what you are doing and how you are going to help our students?
Thank you, Brother Sobuz, and for introducing me and definitely arranging this wonderful session. I'm Hamza, so I'm also the regional representative for Asia Pacific University. Look after all the recruitment activities in South Asia, Middle East, North Africa. So, anyways, what's the bottom line is we're here to help the Bangladeshi students. Assist them, guide them how Malaysia is a wonderful place to study and look forward to. So let's start this session and let's help out the students. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for your introduction. So today we are here to discuss about the university in Malaysia, overall overview, how students can choose the university. So our discuss topic is discuss how to choose university in Malaysia. So why students want to study in Malaysia? Because the Malaysian university, like it's now become very well known than before, and even it's like now enter in top 10 higher studies destination in the world. So, Prof. Chu, what do you think about that? And could you please tell to our audience about Malaysian education system?
Okay, right. Thank you. The Malaysian education system here, we are under the same roof of Ministry of Higher Education. So we have both public and also private universities. So these two big umbrellas, basically, we have a few university which part under the public, and also a few university will be part under the private universities. The first common things that we have to understand is because Malaysia is have its own aims to become the global hub for education. So that's the reason why all of us are working very, very hard, including the private university and also the public universities, to put ourselves into the map and also the eye of the world. So that's the first thing. Secondly, we all of the private universities and also the public universities, we are accessed and we are guided, monitored by the agency we call Malaysia Quality Agencies. Now, this is an agency which will monitor, will control, and also will governance our syllabus, our program, which is going to be certified by this agency. So it means that all the courses being offered, the programs being offered, must be well certified, must be well guided by this agency to ensure that two things. The students will get the up-to-date, the most current information, knowledge about the program. And second one is the program must be industry relevant so that the students will able to get a better job, a better career after they have completed their studies. So basically, under the banner of Global Hub Education for Malaysia, and we are monitored and guided by this Malaysian Quality Agency. So institutions under this MOHE, Ministry of Higher Education, we have private and also public universities. We all share the same vision, we all share the same responsibility, and then we all share the same success. Thank you.
You're most welcome, Prof. So, like, Prof discuss like, okay, what is the qualification and how they are justifying the certificate and how it's help for the students. So, Prof, why students like now we can see like there are very large number of students are welcoming and joining to study in Malaysia. Why? Why? What do you think? What is the like good things or benefits to student getting from study in Malaysia?
Okay, I would say that later on I would like to have Mr. Hamza to help me. I'll give my first point first.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
sure.
we're looking into this the landscape of Malaysia because of the location. Yeah, the location Malaysia is a truly central, truly Asia. They are calling it. So the location itself is within the continents, and then you will see that it is right in the middle of Asia, where you can cater both sides. You have the East Asia students, and then you have the West Asia students, and you stretch further, you'll get into the western side, which cover this Middle East, and then up to the Europe, and then after that you will get into Turkey and then Germany, for example. So the first thing first is a location. I would say the location is a good place, for this setting where the students were able to come here and then they were able to study here, not too far away from the home. After that, they want to fly anywhere. It's just 7 or 8 hours away. In from the Middle East. 7 or 8 hours away from China, 5 or 6 hours away from India. So there's a strategic locations that Malaysian is currently enjoying. Yes. So maybe Mr. Hamza, can you help me with the second point?
Yeah. So, Brother Hamza, could you please tell why students should choose Malaysian University? As per your experience that you already earlier told, like you did your foundation in Malaysia, you did your bachelor in Malaysia, and also masters in Malaysia.
Okay, now thank you for the question. It's a very good question. I mean, I was an international student in Malaysia, right? You consider so many factors while you make your plan to go abroad and study. My main motive and my main plan was to study in the UK. I'm being honest over here. And then I went into an exhibition. I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia. So I went into an exhibition where there were certain countries like Canada, like the US, and Malaysia as well. Spoke to different universities, and one of the most attractive points of Malaysia was its location, its diversity, and its acceptance. Now, if you look into other countries, I don't know about them, but Malaysia does not have racism. Malaysia really accepts, and the people of Malaysia are so welcoming. Everyone speaks English about in Malaysia. Certain things that you immediately think of, the first points, yeah. And the following thing is universities. Malaysia is home to very good universities in terms of public, or whether it be private, or it be branch campuses from abroad, such as Australian branch campuses, British branch campuses. So you have a wide array of options in Malaysia, right? Whether you want to study in East Malaysia, whether you want to study in West Malaysia, whether you want to study in Kuala Lumpur, whether you want to study in Malacca, whether you want to study in Terengganu, there's so many states, there's so many places that you have the specialization. Another thing is specialization or subjects. In terms of subjects, Malaysia has a very wide choice of options as well. You talk about business, you talk about tourism. Malaysia is a very tourism-headed country, and their acceptance and their perseverance in terms of getting people is wonderful. So what I did was I paid a visit to Malaysia, the first thing, and I was immediately welcomed right from the airport itself. So everyone was welcoming until the universities, different universities adopted me. They showed me their campuses, and the university campuses are international standard. You know, something like maybe an American university where you have to travel 1 kilometer apart for one faculty to others. This was not there in Malaysia. Everything is connected. It's more connected. It's more infrastructure focused. So that means if you think about modernization, Malaysia has already adopted to it. So you don't have to think like, oh, I'm going to a campus that is old, that does not have all the infrastructure. Malaysia has universities that are state of the art. There are universities that have esports academy. There are universities that are the best in cybersecurity. Universities that are the best in medicals, best in IT, best in business. There's so much of things, so much of options, and the affordability. Another thing, right? Because when you are a foreigner, you think about affordability, and it's really cheap. And also, if you think about living in Malaysia, living lifestyle, food, roaming around is easy for you. Yeah, you want to go somewhere, open an application called Grab, get in a car, and just walk over it. So many
That's
things I could actually note down point by point, but we'll do it eventually over the whole session.
Yeah, sure. That's thank you very much for your kind explanation. So yeah, there I have my explanation also. Like before when I joined in Malaysia, before that I also applied through in Bangladesh few agencies. I also faced some problems. They said okay, they can apply me in some universities. After that, waste my time, but cannot like make me successful, like to get the admission. So this is sometimes the like we face like okay we couldn't get the admission, but they give us wrong information. So, Prof, how can we explain like how the students can get the correct information to get admission in Malaysia?
Okay, I think the one of the reason that the student interested is because what has Mr. Hamza has mentioned, the reputations, the locations, the lifestyles, and thing. How the students get into Malaysia with selected courses. The first guide I would say that we are basically put ourselves, all of our private and also public university, putting ourselves in the QS ranking. I mean, QS ranking is one of the very good standards where you can able to access the performance of the universities. That is the first one. Second one is I would say that the students, if are interested in certain subjects or interested in certain courses, then you always can get yourself by Google all the universities information. Then you can get yourself understand, okay, what is the universities offered this, what is the universities that offer that courses, because you have to understand that the universities are well balanced in a sense that because not all the university will offer all subjects or all courses. So there's university will offer medicine, there are university which are not, like UTEM, we are more on engineering per se, So that's the reason why the students has to always get themselves hardworking enough in order to Google and keep the information updated so that they're able to select the universities with appropriate courses which suits to their interest. So 2 points I would like to repeat. First one is the QS ranking. Second one is information seeking through the university website.
Okay, that's
Okay.
great. That's great. So student can get information on our website. Yeah, previously,
Mhm.
like 2015, when I was came in Malaysia, also that times it wasn't like all access was not available. Like right now, people can access everything in like university. Even they open their chat group, WhatsApp group, like they're giving very fast services. But previously, it wasn't like that much easier. So now like students how can get the correct appropriate information, like sometimes the offer letter coming bit delay, some government university sometimes like because of like now in the current situation in the pandemic period. So in this current time, so what student can take the step to get the admission in September intake?
Okay. I give my point, and after that, I ask Mr. Hamza to help me.
Yeah, yeah.
In order to enable them to get into the process, basically, I would like to say is the offer letter comes from the universities. The time that will be spent more is on the planning and also the visa application part.
Yeah, yeah.
So, in order for them to be able to be on time, I think I always tell my international students make sure that you have all proper documents and it is all in a complete forms. Because when you submit your applications, particularly when you want to obtain your visa, that is a process that you cannot afford for any mistakes. Because once you have mistakes, then things will always get back to the square one. You have to be KIV for the entire process. Offer letter will be issued as normal speed. Normally, will allow the student to have 2 weeks to until 1 month to solve all the problems or their plannings before they come over here. Miss Hamza, do you have anything you want to add for me?
Yeah.
I think you have quite clearly stated out everything. Yes, I mean, students need to be very sure of all the documents. And the best part is the universities in Malaysia really help out in this terms, whether it be us, whether it be you, or any other university. It actually, they assist in the entire offer letter process. They're quite fast. Malaysian universities are one of the fastest in giving out offer letters compared to any other Western universities, right? And when it comes over further about visa applications, universities take an extensive step in terms of checking out the documents, helping out the students, and eventually submitting. And even the visa application is much easier than any other countries. That means the hassle is also lesser. But yes, as Mr. Shu stated, we have to be very considerate, very specific about what documents we submit before we submit for visa application.
Okay, so that's good, and that is like quite clear. Like it's easier to get admission application in Malaysia now, and also for the visa that brother Hamza also explained. Like compared to other countries like USA, UK, it's easier to get the admission and also get the visa. So, is there any possibility students while they apply? Is there any possibility to get rejection from the like immigration or the visa process? So, I would like to ask brother Hamza. So, could you please brief for that?
Just speaking on behalf of maybe my university, just on the perspective there, what we do is when we issue the offer letter, it's the first stage that we check out all the documents. Does he have too much of study gap? Is his results eligible or not? And we have certain standards set by, as stated by Mr. Chu. We have a standard set by Malaysian's qualifications agency, which is MQA. So
Yeah.
we make sure that our the student meets the minimum requirement, and definitely the university has its own set of requirements. So we see all these factors. Only then we issue the offer letter. It's not like the student submits the certificate and they get the offer letter. No, we look into it. So as long as he gets the offer letter, that means he's good to go with the visa application as well.
Okay, that's great. That's
There
great.
might be small issues. There might be small issues, like common issue in Bangladesh is name, right?
Yeah,
Father's
sometimes.
name, mother's name doesn't match, and those can be solved out through further assistance.
Yeah, I think that can be solved because sometimes it's made mistakes like how they go, even they don't check because in the Bangla name and the English name is quite sometimes mismatched. So that's why there is spelling error.
Yeah.
So
The
it's I
reason,
think
just to add on, sorry, Mr. Subodh. The reason I actually found out what is the reason. I mean, I've been in this market for a while. It's said in Bangladesh that all nouns are perfect, no matter how you spell it out. So this
yeah.
common metaphor is in Bangladesh that goes around. So they say that nouns, which is name, is no matter how you spell it out, it's the same, but it's actually not the same when it comes to immigration and a lot of other factors.
Exactly. Yeah, that is true. Like okay, because sometimes the small mistakes, a small point even can be mistake. So that's why. So students should be careful when they do make passport with the documents. So they should go for everything step and clearly which is equivalent to like certificate and passport would be father's name, mother's name, date of birth, and also his name would be clear and accurate. So then I think they will not face hassle in the immigration or EMGS visa processing systems. So my next, like I used to get the questions like, is every university is like certified or well known in Malaysia, or the certificate is very valuable in Malaysia? Because there are many university in Malaysia, many public university, many private university. So my question is to like approach you. So could you please like explain about that? So students like how they can choose the perfect university. Okay, they study this university and this university certificate is very valuable compared to like because they have categorized like some research university A B C D. So students should go like found some good university, then they can get like good output, not like they just go randomly any university or college. After that, when they finish their graduation, like the certificate is no value, even they don't learn anything. So that is
Okay.
the point, Prof.
Okay, I think to be fairly to get into the point which I elaborated just now is the first thing first. The QS ranking actually tries to tell you the performance of the university. So that's the first one. So the students, if let's say like they're interested in studying to know about Malaysia, so the first reference points that they can land that is on this QS ranking. That's the first one. Second one is when they get into the subject or the courses they would like to pick up, I would say that the second things that they have to look at is the employability. You know, I mean, universities periodically will publish information that you always can get from the newsletters, the medias, and newspapers. Electronically, you can get from it. Is the employability? How much is the rate of employability? So that is also the second point that the students have to look after. I mean, in a sense that we all are under the MQA for the quality control and also quality governance. There's also another aspect of how much students will be industrial relevant in terms of the opportunity for their career. So these are the two things, the ranking and also the opportunity for the career will become the information that slightly will help them in terms of their decision making for which university they would like to go for their study. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
to
Thank
have
you.
Mr. Hamza to help me any more points that you think
Yeah,
that I
Yeah,
might
I want to add on is basically affiliations with partners like industrial collaborations, such as some university. Like for example, if you are an IT-based university, if you do you have partnerships with Microsoft? Do you have partnerships with IBM? Do you have partnerships with Hilti or Oracle or anything? If you are engineering university, are you partnered up with engineering companies such as Siemens, such as Omron, such as UMW, Universal Motors? All these actually matter a lot. So you need to check out, because the more affiliations they have, the more industrial collaborations they have, the better the chance of the student to be employed. That's one of the things, because employability is definitely a very important part. And very highly reputed universities like ours is basically having internship embedded onto the program. That means students have to do internship. It's a requirement. And this helps out, because when you finish your degree and towards the end you are looking for a job, you basically looking for money, and companies don't want to offer someone who wants to just look for money. Companies want to hire people who look for experience, who look to grow themselves, who aim to develop their potentials. And this is done through internships, because in internships you are definitely not paid as an employee, but you are highly paid. And this helps you grow your potential. This helps to learn and fill out all the prerequisites that a company needs. And most of the employments and the job placements are actually done through well performance done in the internship level. So you need to look into these programs. Does the university have employability, as Mr. Chu stated? Does they have that? Do they have the ranking, or do they have the local rating? Are they well known in their country? Does the university have the specific subject? And if they have the specific subject, does it exactly match with the industrial collaborators? And definitely, do they have internship or not?
yeah,
Another point that I can share more, I mean, if you're looking at the universities as well, I mean, how much the international collaboration the university has. You know, in
yeah,
some of the which they are linking with the partners from other universities, and what are the activities that they're linked together, because this is what we call as a peer review process, you know, recognizing each other, and then the ecosystem will be built from there. So simply looking at the QS ranking, the matters of what are the international collaborations with this university and other foreign universities, the first one. And second one is from the industrial perspective, will be on the career, the employability, as well as the prospect. That is also an important. So with these two in mind, then you're able to select, and then you know that after you graduated, the career will be somehow not going to be too challenging for you after you got your degree from this university. Yeah.
yeah. I think, Prof, I would like to add something like it's kind of don't take it personal. Like it's kind of product which is like produced from Japan. So when it's come from Japan, made in Japan, so people blindly believe, oh, this product must be very good. So I think that, in the case of university, also like who are very well known, recognized, and good facilitated university with the good collaboration. They are kind of the students. They know what they learn actually and what output they can give. Because always any company or industry they want the quality innovation or some students who are very active, so like who are study in very good university, like they get like very good friend circle, friend bonding. Even the lecturer are very qualified. Suppose like the university, like any good university who are very high rankings, I think they are also, when they hire any staff, any professor or lecturer, they are also very qualified. So then they get right information, quality information, and also their society is much more stronger than compared to like lower level of university. Like I hear many students, oh, they complete their graduation or some university colleges like not well reputed. So it's like after that they cannot get job, or they are doing some odd job. So because I think what is make them to do that kind of odd job instead. Suppose some students finish their graduation in some good university, reputed university like APU, UTM, or some that kind of public or private reputed university. So if they graduated some like I don't want to mention any university name, but the university ranking is not that much. Even their output, even the lecturer also quality also not that like much. So sometimes they face the problem, and also we got a lot of complaint, oh, I graduated but I could not get job, find job in Malaysia. So how is it possible to get good job from good university, or if the student study any university they can get job? So what do you think, brother
Mm,
Hamza?
well,
Uh,
there's always no specific guarantee that
Yeah,
you get into this university, then you will get a job. Then you get into this, you will not get a job, because employability definitely will based on many factors. You know, your background, your performance, your internal qualities, and so on. But I think I get what your message is. You know, means that how are you going to recognize the universities that really can secure? Is it the question?
exactly.
How are you going to secure? You know, that can promise or can deliver at least a good opportunity for the employability. As I said, information is out there. You know, I mean, to all Bangladeshi students, information is out there. You know, you just have to keep on finding the right information. This is the era of information overwhelmed. You know, you're able
Exactly.
to sit in front of Google, then you can find a lot of information. One thing for sure is, apart from QS ranking, apart from MQA certified, apart from international collaboration, apart from industrial engagement, like Mr. Hamza has said, you're working with all the well-known, corporates. The qualifications of the lecturers, yeah, you can check it through. I mean, it's everything that we put under the staff expertise. Where these staffs come from? Okay, when you Google me, for example, you will know that, oh, am I coming from this university? What about you? What do you think? So all the information started to become transparent. The reason is simple, because for you to make the right decision. So you see,
Yeah,
if you're able to get more and more information, the right decision will makes you able to able to help you to make it in a way that, okay, that is the right decision that I'm going to make based on the information that I found is valid information that I'm able to gain. That's my message. You always need to keep on finding information, keep on looking at what are the strengths, what are the things, everything, even on social media like Facebook, Twitter, you can get a lot of information out from there, because there's so much discussion which the group of people are talking about APU, the group of people are talking about UTEM, the people are talking about other universities, how good is it, what are the things. You can hear lots of information over there. So you have to play your parts, actively searching information to help making your own decisions. That's my advice to the potential students out there. Mr. Hamza, anything you want to add
yeah.
more?
Sure,
Share.
sure. There's always definitely something to add on. So my thing is, I understand what Mr. Sobus actually wants to portray and highlight. There are many people who misguide you, right?
exactly.
So
No, not
our
me, our
yeah,
student,
no, no.
our
Yeah,
brother
who
sisters.
misguide our students, right? So our students, if they make a mistake, it would be their fault anyway, because you have been given an offer letter. You have been given an offer letter from a university's name. go ahead, do some research. As Mr. Chu stated, look out into Google, look out into several other websites, look out to QS or something, you will find that information about the university. The universities right now are very transparent. They have their contact numbers, everything. If required, you can ask your recruiter, or you can ask your local partner or your agent to arrange a Zoom session or a session where the agent with the university and you can sit together, discuss further in detail. Right now, more and more universities are becoming internationalized. That means there are staffs to help you out. There are staffs to spare some time to speak to you. So it's the students' rightful duty to do their research, and I highly agree with Dr. Chu regarding this matter. And furthermore, Malaysia is a very international country. Let me tell you, when you walk down the alley, you will find 10 different nationalities just by one alley. So that is wonderful thing. I, as an international, was very scared. It's the first incident that, oh
The
my
news,
God,
when a news, so no, nothing, no, even.
2011, there was it was a different scenery back then. And I was so happy. I met friends from Africa, some country from Seychelles, some friends from Djibouti. I didn't even know there were countries with these names, right? So we made friends. We walked around Kuala Lumpur city. We went around to Malacca. We went to Putrajaya. We went to Port Dickson, Penang. There were so many places we visited. We enjoyed. We did our own research. There was no tour guide. We did our own research. Just like this, we have done our research for the universities as well, and that's how we joined. And as stated, it's the students' responsibility to do that, and it's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
our ethical responsibility.
that's true. And also, like, they can make a lot of international friend circle, community bonding, so they get more like internationalization. So the point is every university is well known, recognized QS or ranking or five-star university in Malaysia? Because there are almost 100 university in Malaysia, public and private altogether. But in the QS or ranking, the last delay is we saw like five-star university and QS around 30 university is very well known QS ranking and also very good. They are doing very good, and even their students quality is very good in overall in the world. So what about others university? Because we face sometimes the students come, but they face problems. Actually, they come, they finish their study. After that, the certificate is not recognized. When they apply for higher studies, like okay, in Australia, in Canada, because yesterday one of my students, I met with him to admit some university. So he said, "Oh, I did diploma this college." So after that, when I apply to Canada, then so, oh brother, your college is not recognized. So you cannot apply for like masters. I mean bachelor in our country. Our university you cannot apply. So if you like want to apply, so you have to go that kind of university. Then they give the list. Okay, they have like all five-star university, very good universities, like all public university, five-star, all good ranking university. So how about like the students who join some diploma college or universities?
Uh, just to add on, I would like to highlight, besides QS, there was also something called the Setara rating system. This was a system designed by the Malaysian Ministry of Higher Education to rate universities. So the maximum was definitely 5 stars, and then eventually 4 stars and 3 stars. And if you Google right now Setara rating, Setara University ratings, you will find out the list, and that will also help you out. And that is another way of you to be guided further about which university to choose, basically. So definitely, the higher the rating, the better the university, and the better it is. And also, as I told, do your research.
Oh, okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So now I'm going to get some questions I got from the audience.
Okay.
So, okay, right. So one person, his name is Junaid. Okay, hi, bro. Yes, hello, brothers. So I get another question, but I don't know why it's not coming our dashboard. So that is one of the student asks, sir. I think this is for like proper. So UTM next semester will go through one online or offline. So, Prof, this is I think your questions. I think student asked to you.
Okay. Whether it is going going to be online or offline,
Yeah.
the major decision will be made by the border agencies, the MKN, the Majlis Keselamatan Negara. So what happens right now is previously we have our first information that the students will remain online. But after that, when the COVID cases start to be reduced, the countries manages pretty well. So in this coming August, we are going to welcome our previous or existing students, the international students that coming back. They might be on the second year, second semesters, or they might be on their middle of the study. So they're coming back. It is forecasted that if the situation is still under control, then we'll open the borders for the new coming semesters students to come in. So that is also subjected to the decisions that's going to be made. But I would say that don't worry, because we have facilitated, IPTS, IPTA like us. IPTS means the Institute of Private Institution, and IPTA means the public universities. We already have our experience on running these lectures online. So it would not have much problem if, let's say, like suddenly the government decided, the things has to be online, then we still have the opportunity to make it online. So it's not saying that it's not saying that sacrificing any of the opportunity. Once the border is allowed to be open, then you all are welcome to Malaysia. If it's not, then the teaching will be still conducted online, the assessment and everything. All of us in our private and the public university, we have gone through the one semesters previously. After 2-3 months, then we know that the power of internet right now to some of the academic staff, then they know that how they're going to utilize this platform to reach out all the places, all the people all around the world. So don't worry, keep yourself updated, but you also need to check on the what do you call, the starting date. I mean, for the universities, is everything on the university website, so you're able to see when will be the offer date for the university. UTAM will be in 12th of October. What about APU, Mr. Hamza? When is your first day of your lectures in the new semesters?
Okay, the next available intake for us is September and November, but however, it's the same for us as well. I mean, we'll be welcoming students towards the end of, basically, we have started, so the next date the students will be coming in is the 13th of August. So from then, students will be coming, but those are previous and current students, yeah? For the new students, I mean, we'll be guiding them eventually. They just need to keep interacting with us.
Thank you very much. So I got another questions from, I think this is I want to pass to Brother Hamza. It's the ask in Bangla.
Yeah, APUK scholarship provide course.
Yeah.
Yes, we do offer scholarships up to 30%. So it's merit-based scholarships. It depends on your HSC results or your secondary school certificate results, or it depends on your A-levels, O-levels, IB, GED, whatsoever it is. And the best part about the scholarship is you can continue them for all the 3 years.
Oh, that's great. I think that is fantastic. So how about the postgraduate students?
It's the same for them as well. The maximum we offer is 30% scholarship on all forms of education system.
Okay, that's great. So, Prof, I heard that UTM also giving some scholarship for suppose when they join the students. So, could you please tell about that? So, how they come the scholarship?
At the moment, for these international students, we do not have scholarship for undergraduates. But for undergraduates and postgraduates, UTM will provide 20% discount for the first semesters. So that is the offer that UTM is currently giving to the students. But for postgraduate, means that you are planning to take masters and also PhD. Yes, there's a scholarship being offered to these postgraduate students.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. So, Prof, we were in discussion like all the universities, like sometimes students face problems regarding when they want to go like more higher studies, like they do diploma here, then they go for bachelor. But most of the public university they doesn't have diploma, and most of the private university they have diploma. So sometimes the students prefer after like SSC or O level they want to join in diploma. I think this question I would like to ask Brother Hamza. So how they can recognize this university is better and this university certificate he can do either very good, I mean the qualified job or higher studies. So could you please suggest the students for that?
Definitely. I mean, as discussed earlier as well, look into the employability. The university will highlight if they're good at it. They will always highlight at their website. They will highlight in newspapers and everything. Other newspapers, agencies, there will be reports about it. So something like this is always highlighted. Look into this. Second thing is, do they have international affiliations? That is, can the student do the diploma? Like you had a question earlier, like
Yes.
the student did diploma and couldn't transfer to Canada. So look
Even I
into
don't
the
know the college name. I saw the certificate, but I don't know what is the college actually. That is students are like admitted in bachelor somehow. So
so
like
the, exactly. So look into it. Do they have international affiliations? Do they have partnerships abroad in the Canada, in the US, in UK, in Australia? Once they have these displayed in the website, it should be there. It's there for us. It's there for UTEM, and definitely it should be for the ones that are teaching the subject. If the information is shady, that means just the diploma information is there. Nothing much about the university. Think twice.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
think
exactly.
twice. Yeah, so
So
that
that
should be the primary system, and do look into peer-to-peer review. Go around, go ask people, go ask second person, go ask the third person, go ask the fifth person. You have the right to do your research.
yeah.
Yes,
And
because this education is an investment, guys. You cannot just rely on this one source of information and after that you jump into the boat. You have to always get yourself alert. Is it true? Is it valid? Where do I get the information further? Google, Google, Google. Can I ask my agent? Can I ask my seniors? Can I ask my friends? Even I want to ask the embassies, even I want to ask anybody around. Try to utilize the resources as much as possible. I mean, these cases, like what Mr. Hussein has mentioned, the validity of this degree as well as how good the degree is not only happen in Malaysia per se. I mean, if you go
yeah,
to the UK, you also
yeah,
have these type of problems.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's all
definitely.
yes, there's a mixing around in terms of the quality. But you yourself, as the one that going to invest yourself, never try to rely only on one source. Then after that, you jump into the boat. Then might be you are sinking with the Titanic, guys. You have to get yourself alert. Okay, this is the right information. This is the one. Yeah, you're right. Mr. Hamza has mentioned, this employability, these collaborations, everything that put on website, it cannot be something which is fabricated. Then after that, when you get yourself understood, okay, I get this information, then you're able to come down and make a right decision for yourself. It's an investment, guys. It's not about how quick you get the offer letter, how cheap the price is, how beautiful. I don't know. You have to get yourself into all this information.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna interrupt you. Yeah, they have one question always student asks. I want low tuition fees. Sometimes the student asks, even they don't justify what is the low tuition fees actually. So I serve like some colleges, even they charge more higher than the some like APU. Even I have some colleges I know like who is charge more than APU, more than UTIM. I know like even their certificate is not like that much valuable.
Yes.
So I could say like that sometimes students they thought, okay, I'm looking for I mean low tuition fees. After that they jump to the Titanic. That you said like the Titanic. Then after that, so this is not actually Titanic. This is a boat which is like you cannot even cross the river. How you cross the ocean? So,
Mr. Sobus, I will say I'll say one thing definitely. Like for example, if you are to research about UTEM or you are to research about APU, definitely you'll find the best reviews. Like that is one of the things. And I mean, I told you you need to have a peer-to-peer review, and this really adds on. So the higher the peer review, the better it is.
yeah, definitely true. And also like we saw many. So prof is like in Malaysia, is there any university they like go through one sometimes like they have MQA that you told. So if there any possibility the students I mean university not doing good, they do blacklisted or the students cannot study or like they stuck their KDN. It's called like I heard that like the KDN is stuck or something like that. They cannot process the student processing. So could you please suggest something about that, about the
I
blacklist and
think
also
one of the SETARA, SETARA that mentioned by Mr. Hamza is valid. You
yeah,
always can click and see the ranking of the universities. The second one is you're also able to log into the website of Malaysian Higher Education, MOHE, and then after that, you find which universities are certified by this Ministry of Higher Education of Malaysia. This is very important. So when you're able to get the list, because under this mohe.gov.my, means .gov.my, then you're able to find a list of the universities that being established and then recognized by our own government as well. So you're able to look at it, then after that, you're able to find further information from there. That is the second information that I would like to put forward. Yes.
Okay,
Highly
that's
agree
great.
with Dr. Highly agree.
Yeah.
So that means like, but if like MK they give every certification, even they got some university or colleges, are they also qualified? Even sometimes we heard like, okay, yeah, sometimes the students face problems. So definitely I suffer a lot. Even like sometimes we are as a representative when you work, sometimes the university commit, okay, the student will get this facilities, that facilities, there is nothing hidden. Sometimes universities charge more higher, even the student, because the student already admitted, and the university is kind of parents or a house. So when they come the house, if the charge, okay, if you want to stay house, you have to pay more extra. So like there have some university and even the student complain, they did like that. So that times what a student should do is, suppose, okay, I came on university, they show sometime the tuition fees is this much. After that, even their review is not good, university environment not good, the professor or lecturer is not good. So what students should do that times, because they already come jump to the boat, that is what, like now we are going to go on example and boat. I think this is very fantastic example. So they jump to the boat, they don't know anything. Then after that, what they should do?
Quite a difficult question. Basically, I've never came into this situation before.
Yeah.
From my universities, from APU, I do not know how to answer, Mr. How are we going
Yeah.
to do with that?
The best thing is, I think, to read the offer letter, because the offer letter should be, should be stated with everything, because there's so many terms and conditions stated. So you should look into it. The students who are applying, if they're qualified to join the university, I think they're qualified to read the offer letter as well. But if something does not match the offer letter, they can definitely ask the university representatives. They are not entitled to do that, right? For example, they are charging you even a penny extra. You can always let them know that this was not stated in my offer letter. I think the first solution would be to ask the representative of the institution itself that I was not informed of this. I'm not going to pay this. Second is, definitely they are. When there is robbers, there is cops. So there is the Ministry of Higher Education, there's Malaysian's qualifications agency, there's so much of places to go to, but I don't think any student will ever have to go to up to that extent.
I have to agree with Ms. Hamza. If you're looking at this offer letter, many of the students have the very simple mindset, in the sense that, when I get the offer letter, it means that I already got everything. Now you have to read carefully on the offer letter, because the terms and conditions, and I have to say that the more the offer letter actually spells out in these offer letters, the terms and everything, the more they spell out, the more that actually you should feel relief, because if let's say that you have received an offer letter which is too simple, without any of the information for you, you have to be worried. I have to say to you, came with this experience, when we are dealing with the COVID and also the incoming students, the offer letter started to become more complicated, because we have to spell out what is a responsibility for the students, what they should do, what they have to go for the medical health check, and everything, everything has to be placed on the offer letter, so that students, when they receive it, they know what are the responsibility, what are the things they must do. If the offer letter under the COVID time only one paragraph or one page to two paragraph, congratulations, you are admitted, and you have to check it through. This is not as simple as that. There must be more than that to be spelled out. What is the courses paid? What is this fees means for? What is the responsibility? What is the date? What are the things? They must be complete. So by judging it, then you have to understand that students out there, because of the experiences, they always think that once I got the offer letter, then I get everything.
Yeah,
Try to be,
sometimes.
yes, try to read it through, because it's always able to secure you before you sign and return as an accepted student. So you have to be, looking it
No,
carefully. That's
I
my
think for,
advice.
like sometimes the students like they say, okay, 1 day, 2 days they wait. Oh, the offer letter is not coming. Even sometimes 1 month. I think the more easier you get, the more something is not like more importance. I think I could say like that. Sometimes the university like they verify very good university they verify more. Either he graduate or study before the certificate is valuable or not. But sometimes some university or colleges they will give like, okay, you just apply the application within 1 hour, 2 hour, or within 5 hours, or 1 day they give offer letter. Sometimes.
Yes,
So
because when you're dealing with offer letter, like our departments, we are dealing with offer letters. You
yeah,
have to spell out what are the consequences and what are the costs, what are the responsibility between the university and the students. It must be very clear cut over there. And then what are the terms? Okay, students has to register by this date. Students cannot change or allow to change the courses. Everything has to be spelled out over there. So you are right, a too simple, too quick information for you, you think twice before you make up a decision. Yeah. What about you, Hamza?
I highly agree with you. Everything, everything that you said, I highly agree with you.
so sometimes like another things is like sometimes the students come some college or university that they don't like some universities sometimes they come they don't like even they don't know. Like my cases I can say when I came in Malaysia that times I admitted on colleges which is not recognized. When I come before that the my agent said like, okay, I cannot process you that university. My first choice was so then I pay money for the applications. Then they say, okay, they apply for me, but I couldn't get any letter or anything. After that, after 1 month, okay, they said, okay, I can proceed faster, very faster this university. You go, then you can go transfer something, some university. Then they put some university to me. Then after that, when I come, I feel like, oh, this is not my place that I want to explore myself because I want to admit I'm able to join any university. Even I can share with you, I have three university of letter: UTM, and IIUM. That times. So like I choose okay, which is good for me, which is I can explore for myself more well. Then I choose one university, any of them, because that times it was this university was very popular in Bangladesh. So in that case, like sometimes students they come, they don't feel good, even they don't know. So what they should do, either they should transfer to other university, or what they do, they go back to Bangladesh, or they go back to their home country.
I
I do
think
not
once
have experience. Yeah, Mr. Hamza can help me.
Yeah, yeah.
happens very often when it comes to international students. Maybe they have an expectation whenever international students come over. If I believe if the expectation does not meet, I mean, they can look into other universities because they'll be making up friends. They'll be hearing about other universities through people, through shops, through billboards, and a lot of other interfaces. Eventually, they have an option to transfer, but our advice is if you plan to transfer, don't waste the entire year by not studying, not attending classes. Don't do that. If you really wish to transfer, transfer immediately if you don't like that university, because
Yeah,
when you
definitely.
waste your attendance and when you waste your classes, I mean, that will impact on immigration factors, and that might I mean hit back. What do you think, Dr. Chu?
Okay, the reason that I do not have the experience is because when we receive the students, normally the students when they sign up for their return on the offer letter, they will come in and then they will study with us. On the first week, we already shared with the students about these rules and regulations, and then if I'm not mistaken, also if you want to change to university, it will also make some changes on your visa. Am I right? The visa also will
Yeah,
be need to
yeah.
be.
They have to apply
Yes.
other university, then you have to get
Correct.
offer.
So there's a reason why the first reaching point is the students has to make themselves very clear. As I said again, you have to find yourself the information so that you're able to make the right decision. Another way that we have came across, but it doesn't happen too frequently, is about the credit transfer. That would be happen. Means that the students, after they completed certain on the program, and after come in, then they will have the option to do that. I would like to plug into my computer. I'm afraid. Can you give me 2 minutes? Maybe Mr. Hamza can help me then.
No
Yeah,
problem, no problem, Dr. Chu. I got your back.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
No, brother Hamza, I got another question, so I think we can discuss. Or okay, when Prof to come, then we'll discuss about the questions. So
No problem.
basically, yeah, this time I got few students. They admitted some university, then they don't like because of like what they got in the offer letter after they join. They join and they pay full year of tuition fees. After that, when they
Wow.
come after one semester, their fee is finished. So then university again ask the tuition fees. Even they say okay, they have other registration fee, this fees, that fees, library fees, exam fees, assignment fees. So after that, the students already paid on year full fees. Then the university again add 4,000, 5,000 like ringgit in their account. So
Oh my
immediately
God.
they feel very upset. So they want to transport, they want to go. Okay, I don't want to study this university. So then, what time the students can immediately take a step? Like when they come first, they can justify or they take time to justify for the university.
uh, they need to take some time because in order to transfer from university A to university B,
Yeah.
the university A's visa sticker has to be endorsed onto the passport. And then they need to get offer letter from university B. And then once they get the new offer letter, only then basically they can cancel their previous visa and apply for the new one, right?
Yeah.
While this process takes from transferring from university A to university B, you know, the longer they waste in terms of time, they might have issues in terms of visa application. Okay,
Yeah. That's
because
true.
immigration asks one question. All right, you made your mind to transfer, totally understood. But there's one thing that why did you waste your time? Yeah, Dr. Chu, would you like to add something?
I think in such a case, maybe I would like to share with all of you about the tips. Maybe it's time for us to share about the tips, because I also think that you have to get a complete view. I would call it as the first one. I call it as a reputation. The R, the reputation. So you do yourself finding the information about the reputations, as I mentioned to you before, and also Mr. Hamza as well, the QS ranking, the information on the website, the newsletters. That are the things that you are able to get. The second one is the courses. What are types of the courses that you would like to do? We are keep talking about either you like it or you don't like it, but try to explore yourself with the courses, because each of the university offer different courses. Like UTM, we do not have medicine, medical study under us. We do not have civil engineering. So you can go to other universities like APU to find the courses that UTM does not offer, because each of the universities are quite unique in terms of these courses offering. The third one is the location. Now, location is easily for you to look from YouTube. You can Google Kuala Lumpur. Look at Kuala Lumpur YouTube, how Kuala Lumpur looks like. Look at the YouTube of Malacca, how Malacca looks like. So this is the
Yeah.
L. The fourth one will be the lifestyle. Now, looking at that, then if you love to be a city boy, then the Kuala Lumpur definitely is a metropolitan place for you. If you like
Yeah.
something heritage, something like the place which is the tourism areas, then Malacca is suitable for you. Lifestyle. Fifth, expenditure. How much that you can afford for daily and also for money expenditure. Remember, you come here not only about studies, your rental, your utilities bills, your accommodations, your food. Yes, all of these will become one of the consideration that for you to think of. And finally is your future. The career that we already have discussed about, the career opportunity, the relationship with the university and other industrial players. What are the good brand names these universities are engaging with? Samsung, Huawei, Microsoft, Intel. I think these are the names that you're familiar with it. Look at it if the collaborations are there. And then the next one also thinking, okay, if this university is good, what are the next step I can do? Can I further my master's over here? like APU? Can I further my PhD over here? So all of these are the factor you need to consider. So I will repeat: is the reputation, the courses, the location where they want to study, the lifestyle that you experiences, the expenditure, and finally the sixth one is the future. So all these six information you need to equip yourself before you come into the university. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Do you would like to add anything, Brother Hamza, regarding that?
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, I think he has stated everything.
Yeah,
But I would like to say
Sorry,
that
I took your words just
no
now.
problem. Perfect. But I would like to add one last thing, that remember one thing: Malaysia is ranked third best peaceful country in Asia. So definitely you need to keep that mindset, respect the people, because as internationals, when you come over, you should also respect the locals, their culture, their heritage, and pursue your life. And different states have different sorts of heritage. So definitely respect their priorities, students, when you choose, whether it be Kuala Lumpur, whether it be Malacca, whether it be Terengganu, whether it be Penang. So make sure you're very respectful of what we are. I mean, no matter which state we went to, we took extra precaution to make sure the locals are not disturbed. I mean, they're not going to say anything, but you got to be respectful. So people are going to be respectful to you. So you earn respect by giving respect.
yeah. It's like give and take.
Yep.
It's like that. So okay. So and then lastly, I got one question from one of the guys. Like, when open immigration for new international students? So this is, I think, Prof. Earlier he already discussed. So could you please like tell again for the students he would like to know when open the immigration for new international
Is
students?
it for visa application for this question? Is it?
It's like, I think yeah, the visa and also the
I think
immigration. I think.
for the new
Yeah,
students,
for
yeah.
the new student.
Okay. I think okay, if let's say like for this visa application, it is open now. Basically, you can do the application online, and then if you get into EMGS, then you're able to follow through the information. Then you can start to submit online once you got your offer letter. Simple as that. But when the immigration for new students open, if you're asking about the border agencies, then we do not have the right answer now. At the moment, in August to September, we are welcoming back those existing students. So for the new students, it has to be waited for the next announcements to come in. That's my quickest and updated information to share with you. Yes.
It's better to be safe than sorry, actually. So
Yeah.
because when you travel so much, especially when a thing that can't be seen is still out there prevalent, I think this is still a good step, that everything is going slow and steady. We don't want our students, whether it be new or the current ones, to be infected or anything. Hope God keeps everyone safe, and that's how everything's gonna be open, and everything's gonna be operational stage by stage.
Yeah, I think I have to say that Malaysia is doing quite well in dealing with this COVID. I mean, one thing
Like,
that
now we
we
can
already
better than any
yeah,
other
it's
country.
coming back now. So we are quite afraid and also praying so that the second wave would not, or the third wave would not coming in. You see, most of us, we might be already get used to the news. So we've forgotten that every of the statistic behind that is alive. It's a human being that's suffering from that. Either he's got himself with a symptom, or either he passed away. All this number 1, 2, 3, 4. So I mean, many people they're taking it as a way that, oh, okay, how high, how low is it? So Malaysia dealing it very well. So that's a fundamental that what the government has done well in order to protect us. So that's why we are able to quickly pick up, from this aftermath, and then the economy activities is round running. I mean, not
Yeah,
so slow, but yeah, in a recovery mode. But I have to say that because of these border agencies, they have to be very particularly careful in terms of the imported cases. So you have to understand that this is the fundamental and also the prioritized concern that these border agencies are keep on thinking. So in order to protect those people living in here, and then once you are coming in, if you are safe, then you are safely protected. So agree with Ms. Hamza says, I mean, slow and steady in terms of, you open up too quickly, then you become uncontrollable, because this disease is an enemy which is invincible.
yeah,
And
yeah. also.
You really cannot defeat it. Yes, it is one of the century's biggest crisis that we ever seen right now.
Okay, so it was we'd like to finish because it was a very great discussion, and I think our students are quite I mean clear how they can choose the university and what are the best thing for them, because actually the study period, they study 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years, even 5 years. This is the time they build up themselves. How the I think the column how strong the building will be more stronger like that, like twin Petronas Twin Tower. So everyone like to see the building. So they don't know how the at the beginning how it's constructed, how effort is get. So now it's become very nice. So students when they choose university, they should do like that way. I think when they want to study any country or in Malaysia, any university, they should think like that. So I'm going to build up my career. I'm going to build up my future. So I should build up in some good place that the construction should be very strong. So, in the last things, do you want to add anything, Prof, and also Brother Hamza?
I
So
think for my part is we have discussed quite a lot of information over here.
yes,
Take home my advice is just now I shared with you the six things, the reputation, the courses that being offered, the location, the lifestyle, expenditure, as well as the future career. And remember, always remember, you have to proactively finding the information. When you have the information, then you're able to make a better decision. First thing. Second thing is we over here, private universities or public university, will always welcome you here because this is our mission in order to make Malaysia as one of the best global education hub. Though that you all can enjoy your study over here, you enjoy the places over here. We are full of suns, no snows over here. Our food
yeah,
tasty. You can ask Mr. Hamza how tasty the food is. So all of this, so we are looking forward to welcome you over here. So you should take care. Thank you.
True.
okay. How about Brother
Thank you,
Hamza
Dr.
and
Chu.
Brother Hamza?
Last thing I would like to add is a lot of Bangladeshi students think about cost, but remember, investing. Any amount invested on education is basically like an investment. Yeah, it's not your cost. The better you invest, the better your output. The lesser you invest, the lesser your output. So it's just something like that. So look into it. Look into all the factors that Dr. Chu has stated. Look into what we have stated. We have repeated the same thing again and again in the whole conversation. Look into it. Check out the video if you're not checking it live, and then do your research. And Malaysia is helping the world become a better place in terms of education, in terms of taking care of people and being hospitable. Let's keep up the trend, and let's hope for the best. Let's hope this COVID situation gets over, and we can welcome
Okay.
all our students back to Malaysia.
Thank you. So, in the last I want to say in the ending sentence, invest your money, time, effort in the good place. Don't regret in the future. So this is like your depend your family future, your career, your parents, your everything. Even your country also depend on you. So the young generation, I would say, choose wisely, choose twice, thrice before go any university. So thank you very much for everyone to join our session and our audience for the good comments. Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Have a good
Okay,
day.
good night.
Good night.